What's up, you guys? It's Chesca, and this is Contrast News.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Gigi Rivera. Welcome back to another episode of Contrast News. Today we have our Boricua, Chesca. Hey girl.
Hi, dímelo.
You look beautiful. How are you?
Thank you so much. I got my makeup done just for you.
Y aquí estoy yo sin nada. Oh my God, it was a long night, girl.
That's how people like it. People like it raw. People like it natural. I took advantage of the interview and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a lot of TikToks today, take some photos. Because I'm the kind of girl that doesn't wear any makeup. Like I go out, nobody even knows who the heck I am. I'm like, I go out in a hat, I put glasses on. I don't really like wearing makeup. So
well, we appreciate you getting all dolled up for us. Girl, we got so much to talk about. For those who don't know, I want to ask you, how'd you get your start in the music industry? Tell me. I want all the tea.
I'll try to be super short, but I started singing at a really, really young age. My dad used to have a cover band, and he used to like go all around the island in Puerto Rico. And one night his singer got sick. I was only 10 years old. And he was like, guess what? You're coming to sing tonight. Because like, he knew that, my mom kept telling him that I was in my room, like singing songs all the time, that I knew the whole show. Like I know his whole show. It was all cover songs, old school songs. So he put me to sing, and I end up being the lead singer for his band because it was such a like success. Like it was really funny because it was like this little girl with his dad, and we were doing like bars, which is like the controversial part of it. Cause like, obviously I was with my dad, but I was doing like college bars, so that was like the niche. Like, that's why people were like, oh, like the little girl is coming to sing tonight. So it was like a thing. And obviously, I kept going. I kept, being in the band, and then I got discovered by an executive that was like, oh, she's like a child star. Like we should just do like a development deal with her, and eventually, put her music out and whatever. So that's basically how it all started.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's giving Selena vibes.
Very like, my mom is a dancer. She used to like have my mom herself used to have a band, like for fun, like nothing like for real, but that was her biggest dream, to do music and to dance. Like she was a dancer, singer. So it's in the blood.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say the music just runs in the family, runs in the blood.
Literal.
But it's giving Selena vibes because she started with like her family too, singing at bars. That's so awesome. I love it.
My dad wasn't as hardcore as Selena's dad, but there are some times that I would mess up, and he would look at me like, and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me. So when I see Selena's movie, I always kind of relate to those moments because I also had a really like strict dad, not to that level, but I'm like, oh my God, I used to remember I would freak out, and I was so little, like I was 10, 11 years old. So I can only imagine what Selena was going through, because they were doing festivals already, and they were doing all that kind of stuff when she was like so young. So I can only imagine the pressure, and not to mention like Michael Jackson and what he went through with his manager dad.
Well, I want to ask you, what would you say are some pros and cons of working with family?
I mean, honestly, for me, I didn't really have like an issue. It's just that it creates kind of like a different type of bond, because because you like with my dad and I, he's like my brother at this point. Like we bump heads so much, right? Like we're always bumping heads. Like we're very similar. So, like my mom is chill. Like she doesn't really. It's like the other way around, because like females, we're the ones that want to like argue and bicker. and the boys are always the ones that are like more like chill, relax. But with my dad, like we go, oh God, we're like, but I guess it's just because we're very passionate in what we do. And obviously, like my dad, like what he wants the most is to see me succeed. So obviously I'm living his dream. He's living his dream through what I'm doing right now. So, I'm older now, so I kind of get it. Like I get it now. But when I was a kid, I was like, But
that always happens though. As kids, we never get it. And then once we're older, it all makes sense. And we're like, oh, okay.
100%.
I see why this
100%.
happened and why you were acting like this. Let's talk about your single, Tuturu. The song is
Get
very
it
like,
right.
the song is very like chill, but if you pay attention to the words, there's definitely a message. How did the song come
Oh, yeah.
about?
So originally the song was reggaeton, right? Like it was a reggaeton song. And the message behind when we wrote the song, it was, I know so many people that are currently in toxic relationships. I've been in toxic relationships, and it's something that, people relate to, because like I think everybody has been through a toxic relationship in their lives. And if they haven't, they probably will at some point, because
Yeah.
it's life, like teenagers that get into relationships, or young adults. Like I feel like we're gonna have some sort of drama at some point of our lives. So I wanted to talk about, how different, how different people have different types of relationships, and how, like, we all go through it. And it's important that at some point we say enough is enough, right? Like we shouldn't be in these situations if we're unhappy, or we're being treated, disrespectfully over and over again. Because I mean, we're human. Of course we're going to argue, of course we're going to have arguments, but when it gets to a point where it's just like either physical or verbally abusive, like I think that there's a line of, okay. So that's what the song is about. The song is just about like finally breaking free from that toxic relationship, whether it was like a controlling relationship, or a relationship that had issues with alcohol or drugs, or it's what we're living in right now. And I think a lot of the young and everybody
Yeah, everybody.
I feel like they can relate. And it's just empowering women and people around the world to say, F it, I'm just gonna live my life and break free. Life is short, and we should just be happy.
How you said the song was first supposed to be a reggaeton. So how did you go from it being a reggaeton to more pop, chill vibes?
Um, I've been obviously in ever since we came out with my first single back in 2019, which was my very first Spanish single with John Zeta. We've been evolving and trying to find who Chesca really is, right? I think that every artist goes through that like development process, where we start with one thing and then we end up with something else. Like I'm all about like being versatile, like versatility.
Yeah.
I love just all kinds of music, right? Like I'm Puerto Rican, so I grew up with reggaeton, but then I did rock and pop with my dad in a band. And then I love hip hop, and then I can listen to a ranchera or something regional. I love balada. So I almost feel like a karaoke machine, only because I do really love all types of genres of music, right? So I don't really just stick to one thing. And with this song, I was like, you know what? Why don't we make it a little bit more commercial, more pop? I feel like my look, and when I perform, and my costumes, and just like how, like who I am, like my alter ego, it's more like from like a different space, right? So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of step out a little bit from reggaeton, and tapped into like a more commercial pop that doesn't really just target one audience, even though like the whole world loves reggaeton. I wanted to explore other things, and I'm going to continue to explore other things and evolve, and finally hopefully find like, okay, like that is the Chesca that people connect with. That is the Chesca that people relate to, and that they feel inspired. And that's, I think, a process that all artists go through. Like people don't realize that it takes a long time. It's not overnight. It happens to some people, like they were lucky and they just blew up in a year. But that's not being my case. And I know a lot of other colleagues, female, that are in the industry, that took them a good 6 years to break and to really get where they wanted to be. So I mean, I'm taking it day by day, and I'm just letting the fans speak, because at the end of the day, you do this for them, and for yourself, but more for them, because I feel like every artist has like a goal of someone inspiring the world.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let them decide.
I love that. How has the process been for you, like trying to figure out and find your sound and what works for you? Like, how has that process and that journey been for you?
I mean, it's been challenging because, my first single came out when pandemic started. So
Mm,
for a new artist, it's kind of bad because, like, as a new artist, you want to connect to the audience. You want them to feel that human connection. And I feel like for me has been hard because I haven't had that. So, like, finally in the past few months, like, I've been able to perform a lot and do like these big festivals and just like little by little connect with the audience. And that's what's been missing in Chesca's career, is that connection with the audience. And I think that now I kind of understand who my fans are and like who I want to speak to more.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just been, I'm a product of COVID. So I feel like we're very close. We're very close of finally having, people kind of say, I know exactly who Chesca is, and they hear a song on the radio and they know who
Yeah.
Chesca is. So again, it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. And nowadays people just release so much music. It's really hard to keep up, but
Yep.
with this song, we're gonna give it a really good chance. We're not gonna try to like rush it into throwing another single. I think that I really believe in the song. I believe in the message. I believe in what can do for people. So
Yeah.
we're gonna give it our best shot to get the song out as much as we can before we move on to a different record. I might do some collaborations on the side that aren't really, part of my project, just to continue obviously the
Yeah.
flow. But I'm hoping and praying that Tuturu just touches everybody's heart like the way that's touched my heart, and like, people that's, the feedback that I get from others, that it's helped them, they relate, it pushes them to make a decision. So that's really the goal at the end of the day.
I love it. We've definitely seen you killing it, like you said, at Cali Bash, Vibra Urbana. You've collaborated with Arcangel, De La Ghetto. Who's next? Who would you want to collaborate with next?
I mean, honestly, I've been wanting to collaborate with females, right? Like that is something
Yes.
that I've been saying this for so long. It's just that, and being completely honest, is I haven't had luck with, getting a yes, right? So I've been asking like a lots of females like if they want to collab, but I haven't had that luck for them to be like, yeah, let's do it, right? Like I think it's timing. I think it's,
Yep.
they have their projects going on. And it is what it is. I think that I just don't want to be in situations where something feels forced. I think the best collaborations happen when it's organic, when it's genuine, when they both are like, we love our music, we respect each other,
Mhm.
and like, so that's like really my goal for any other collabs, like not just with females, but with artists in general. I just want it to be 100% genuine.
I really, really appreciate, and I know the audience, the viewers are going to appreciate you being completely honest and vulnerable. Like, I just, haven't really had luck because
Yeah,
that's how the music industry is. It's not always you reach out and an artist says yes, and next thing you know, you're
yeah.
working with, the biggest of the biggest. It takes time and it's a process. And for you to be open and honest about that, we really
Yeah.
appreciate it. It takes,
And I mean, I feel like
takes
any other
courage.
female can tell you the same thing. I think that we are very special, right? Like,
Mhm.
females, we work really hard, and it's really hard for us to like to get in fully in this industry because it's male driven, like,
Mhm.
but I feel like finally we're being in like we're in a place where we're all in the same room,
Yeah.
right? And I think that little by little females are going to realize the power of joining forces, because I think that's why
Absolutely.
like Carol G did something with Mariah, who's still, an up and coming artist, and
Mhm.
Nati Natasha worked with La Duraca, who's an up and coming artist. So
Yeah.
there's been songs that I've seen that, oh, like that makes me so happy that they're
Yeah.
giving someone an opportunity to shine. And and they're
Mhm.
not being greedy, like, no, I want to be on the top. Because
Absolutely.
you think about it, like, look, like Beyonce did something with Shakira. Like, I don't know, like American artists are always collaborating with each other because it's powerful. It is powerful when females get together.
No,
So
yeah.
hopefully, sooner than later, I'll have the chance to collab with some girls.
I love that. And no, and you know, it's hard. Like as much as we are progressing for females, especially females in the industry, it is a process and it can be difficult, especially with, like you said, it's a male-driven industry and it's been like that for so many years, for centuries. So it's nice that now we're breaking barriers and we're like, no, we're here. Anything a guy can do, we can do it, maybe better.
Exactly.
So definitely I love, you know, the fact that you are being open, like it is what it is, but you're working hard and we definitely see you and it's definitely paying off. So
Thank you so much. Thank
con
you.
el tiempo, con el tiempo.
Yeah, I just want to see, like when I look at playlists and when I look at just in general, right? Like I don't see that many females.
Right.
It's so many male artists, and that's fine because at the end of the day they're incredible and they're talented, and
Right.
they also go through things that like obviously, but I cannot wait to when I see that mixture, like female male male female female
Yes.
male male, like but
Absolutely.
like I said, I think like there's more females that are up and coming, and there's like so much we can give.
Absolutely. So the definition of contrast is to be strikingly different. I want to know what makes Chesca strikingly different.
Honestly, my performance. I think that when I get on a stage is when people really get me, like, because it's easy to do a music video and edit and like look perfect and like the steps are perfect and the singing is perfect, but I think the real test comes when you do it in front of an audience and you can capture their attention, and when you connect to them and when you speak to them and they're paying attention. I think like for me, what I've seen is that,
Mhm.
because all of us, we can put a wig on and we can put makeup on, and it's like we're females, we like to get dressed up, we like to do our makeup, even though I'm a no makeup type of girl. But for my artist, like as an artist, like my ego
Yeah.
is very like out there, and I like, look who's here. Like I have all
I
my
love it.
wigs,
I love it.
have like 6 different wigs, and I just love becoming a character. So I think that my style is very out there, like in a way. So I'm taking a lot of risks, like I'm not just following the traditional, oh, you should do this,
Mhm.
you should do that, or I'm also very conservative. I feel like I'm I'm not out there just twerking and stuff like that, even though
I
I
love
sometimes wish I
that.
would,
Mm-hmm.
but there's something in me that I'm a real performer, right? I give my heart and soul when I'm on a stage. I rehearse for
Yeah.
10 hours. I really want people to appreciate that more than, oh, she's hot, she's showing her booty,
Yeah.
like, which is cool too. Like I have mad respect for any female that decides to do that, because at the end of the day, your body's your body, you do whatever you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm like, I like, even my label sometimes, they're like, can you show more skin or something? On stage, I'm always like the long sleeve shirt, the baggy pants, because I like to move, and I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
when I move, like bigger clothes makes you look better. But I think that's what makes me different. I'm just very like, I
Yeah.
know exactly who I am, and I'm like, I'm not trying to change it or
Yeah.
modify it for somebody. I think that that's the beauty of being an artist and connecting to people, because like the more real you can stay and the more real to yourself you can stay and believe in what you believe in, it's what's going to make you win at the end.
Absolutely. No, and I love that you're like, I'm not gonna change or start doing what society thinks it's cool. Cause every day there's a new trend, every week there's something new, and you're just like, I'm gonna do me, like this is how I am. So I really love that you haven't allowed the industry or like, society kind of make you turn and change it to something that you're not. You're like, I
And
don't
it
really
might
do
take
that.
me longer.
So
No, it might, that like being like this might take me longer to get where I want to be, right? But I think that at the end of the day, like talent is bigger than any other trend, right?
mhm.
And and again, like I'm all about being sexy. I'm all about, like, as a woman, just being sexy and feel comfortable in your own skin. Like I'm not saying that tampoco estoy ahí,
Yeah, no, of
like
course.
completely covered. It's just for me doing it tastefully, and
Yeah.
And I'm gonna continue to evolve and grow, you know, with my fans and just grow my music and like who I really am. So it's
Yeah.
a process.
I can totally relate to you. So I see eye to eye with you. Chesca, I can talk to you all day, girl. Totally love you. But I just want to know what is next for Chesca. What can we expect? What can the fans expect?
So if you have any viewers from Puerto Rico,
Yes.
if you guys are watching this y lo están mirando, it's my very first time I'm going to perform in Puerto Rico. Tengo un festival, se llama Motherland, y voy a estar cantando en Puerto Rico para todos los boricuas que no me han visto cantando. Lo voy a dejar todo en esa tarima. I'm very excited because I have never had the chance to perform in Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, this is where I'm from. So where I grew up my whole life. And it's exciting because I get to show a little bit of what I'm talking about. A lot of my Boricuas, you know, some people don't even think I'm from Puerto Rico. They're like, nah, she's not from, she's from the US. But no, girl, yo crecí toda mi vida en Puerto Rico, me crié en Puerto Rico, toda mi familia está en Puerto Rico. Lo que pasa es que, you know, I wanted to challenge myself, right? To find different, like, I moved to LA. I lived in LA for a few years, but it was because I was challenged. I couldn't speak a word of English when I moved to LA.
Really?
I learned English in like 4 years. In like
Your
4
English
years.
is bomb though.
And I'm trying, you know, I used to speak like super proper in English, but I'm trying to like loosen up a little bit. But I could not speak a word of English when I moved to LA. And then it's funny to me that people think that I don't speak Spanish because like some people literally
La cosa de la vida.
I'm like, if they only knew like my struggle when I moved to LA and nobody, I could not, I would go to a meeting or an audition and I was like, huh? So I mean that for me that's something that I look back to and I feel so proud that I put so much like effort into learning because I wanted to explore like English music. I used to be in love with like EDM and rock music, right? So I kind of just started in that lane. And I toured all over Europe. I toured in the US. I toured everywhere. Like I was doing it, but I was trying to really just understand like my love for music, right? Because I had just come from a really bad situation in my life. Like I had an accident when I was young that like put a hold in my career for so long. And I was just like at a place where I was just in a really dark place. Like I was depressed. I was like, I mean, if you guys look it up, like if you guys look up what happened to Chesca, like that's another 15 minutes of me telling you, but basically like I put a hold in my dreams, in my career. I was like doing a lot of treatments. I had an accident that like left me really messed up. So you know, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, and I'm also like a living proof of persistence and like not giving up because you feel like it's too late, or you feel like, oh, I have to start over and I don't know what to do or where to go. I feel like, again, if you have talent, you just need to keep going and keep knocking on doors because there's somebody out there that's going to believe. You might get 10 doors like closed in your face, but there's always gonna be one door that's gonna open if you got the talent and the drive.
Absolutely. No, and you know, it's just proof that, like you said, hard work definitely pays off because you are killing it, girl. You are doing your thing.
I'm not even close to where we want to be, but you know, I feel very proud to say that I came out of all of that stuff that was negative in my life, and such a dark place, and to be here now, like opening up for Calibash as an up and coming artist, and the only up and coming artist in that lineup, to me it's like, okay, if they see something in me and they're giving me this chance to be on the main stage, that means that I'm doing something right. That all those years of training and all those years of traveling, you know,
are paying off.
8 shows for free and just like not sleeping and just growing as a performer, they're finally paying off. And again, it's some people, their journey is way longer than others, you know, and you just never know. Like God has a plan for everybody, and you just have to respect and believe and have faith at the end of the day.
Exactly. I totally love it. One last question. Can I go to your Puerto Rico show?
Yes. I mean I have a Puerto Rico show on the 23rd. I have an LA show on the 2nd in San Bernardino. We have Viva Urbana
Yeah,
in Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh, we might be there. So te veo allá.
Okay, yes, perfect. I
Yay.
might do Southwest, the Southwest by what's the
Southwest by Southwest. Yeah, something like
I,
that.
I might go there on the 18th, but I also have like another show possibly in Honduras. So there's a lot of
Yes,
shows.
girl. Okay, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And I'm super excited because like that's really where I get to connect with people and that's where they get to know me. So we shall
That's
see.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, muchos éxitos. Like I said, we
Thank
are so
you.
excited to continue to watch your career flourish. Anything you need from us, girl, you know we got you.
Oh, thank you so much. Just
Thank-
just share my song with everybody and I
Absolutely.
hope that you guys that are watching like love this song as much as I love it.
Yes, 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 yes. Tell everybody where they can follow you and stay up to date with everything you have going on.
Okay, you guys can follow me. I mean, in every platform you can think of, and it's just Chesca, like Francesca, just without the, just Chesca. So you guys can find me just like that. Just look for the color
Awesome.
hairs. Just look for the wigs. Just look for the different color wigs.
Awesome. Thank you, baby. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Un
Thank you
beso.
so much.